There's a doctor in Chicago making $380,000 a year. She drives a leased BMW. Her kids go to private school. She eats at restaurants most weeknights. Her mortgage payment is $4,200 monthly. On paper, she's wealthy. In reality, she can't come up with $5,000 without selling something or going into debt. This isn't a hypothetical. According to a 2025 Goldman Sachs report, 41% of Americans earning between $300,000 and $500,000 live paycheck to paycheck. 40% of those earning over $500,000 report the same thing. Read that again. 4 out of 10 people making $500,000 annually feel they have no financial cushion. They earn more in a month than many Americans earn in a year. Yet they experience the same financial anxiety as someone earning a fraction of their salary. As Proverbs 23:4-5 warns, do not wear yourself out to get rich. Have the wisdom to show restraint. Cast but a glance at riches, and they are gone. The assumption most people carry is that more income solves financial problems. Hit 6 figures and the stress disappears. Pass $200,000 and you're set. Cross $500,000 and money becomes irrelevant. The data tells a completely different story. What you're witnessing is called the high-income poverty trap. People earn more, spend more, save the same percentage of nothing, and wake up at 55 wondering where it all went. Jesus told the parable of the rich fool in Luke 12, a man whose land produced a bountiful harvest. He tore down his barns to build bigger ones, saying to himself, "Take life easy, eat, drink, and be merry." But God called him a fool that very night. The trap doesn't care how much you make. It only cares how much you keep, and whether you're being a faithful steward of what God has given you. This isn't about judging anyone's spending. It's about understanding a financial pattern that affects millions of Americans who never see it coming because they assume high income equals financial security. Let me show you exactly how the trap works, who falls into it, and how to know if you're already caught. The numbers reveal something counterintuitive about financial stress in America. According to research cited by multiple financial institutions in 2025, Americans earning $100,000 annually are more likely to report living paycheck to paycheck than those earning $50,000. Higher income correlates with higher reported financial strain in certain brackets. A 2025 study found that 48% of those earning $100,000 or more feel they're living paycheck to paycheck. Among those earning over $200,000, 36% report the same. This echoes Proverbs 22:7, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Many high earners have simply traded one form of slavery for a more expensive one. The trap operates on psychology, not arithmetic. When income increases, spending increases in direct proportion. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it happens so gradually that most people never notice. Just as the rich fool never saw his sudden end coming. The research on actual millionaires tells a completely different story. The classic study from the Millionaire Next Door revealed that most millionaires don't look like millionaires at all. They live modestly, drive older cars, and rarely display their wealth. Research from Ramsey Solutions found that 94% of millionaires still live in middle-class or modest neighborhoods. These wealth builders understand the biblical principle in Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. They practice faithful stewardship long before the big numbers arrive. This creates a fascinating paradox. The people who actually accumulate wealth behave nothing like the people who appear wealthy. The doctor driving the leased BMW looks richer than the plumber who drives a 10-year-old truck but has $2 million in investments. The authors of the Millionaire Next Door created useful categories, PAWs and UAWs. A $50,000 a year janitor can be more of a PAW than a $700,000 a year doctor. The spending habits determine the category, not the income level. The Charles Schwab 2025 Modern Wealth Survey found that Americans believe you need $2.3 million to be considered wealthy. They believe you need $839,000 just to feel financially comfortable. Meanwhile, the median net worth of American households is approximately $193,000. The gap between what people think they need and what they actually have is enormous. Here's where psychology takes over. When you earn $400,000 but have a net worth of $300,000, you don't feel wealthy. You feel behind. The hedonic treadmill keeps moving, exactly as 4 Timothy 6:6-8 warns. Godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. The high-income poverty trap persists because people optimize for the wrong variable. Optimizing for lifestyle means maximizing current consumption at the expense of future flexibility. Optimizing for wealth means accepting current restraint in exchange for future freedom, the very principle of sowing and reaping found throughout Scripture. A $200,000 income with a 30% savings rate builds wealth faster than a $400,000 income with a 5% savings rate. Income alone doesn't solve financial problems. Only intentional, faithful stewardship of what God has entrusted to you creates the security most people assume high incomes automatically provide. The trap is real. Breaking it is possible, but it requires admitting that more money was never the answer. What you do with the money, and whether you manage it as a wise and faithful steward, always is.